Get them ready with me while I talk about a little story time of starting over in my 30s. I'm 32 now, but up until I was in a relationship for just shy of 6 years, and was convinced that I was going to marry the guy. Hold on. And no shade or anything, but sometimes you just don't get what you need in a relationship. And I am somebody who is very emotional, and I just wasn't receiving what I needed, right? And so I went back and forth with it for a while. I thought that we were going to get engaged and we were going to have kids. We had a house together, 2 dogs, and he had a little bit of a temper that just really bothered me and upset me, and I felt like he lacked empathy. And that's not to be disrespectful to him or, whatever. I will probably love him until the day that I die, honestly. We just shared so much together, the good times, the bad times, all that stuff. But it comes to a point, guys, where honestly, it was taking me am I going to choose myself? And I just want to say that choosing yourself, somebody please explain to me why that is the hardest thing to do sometimes. Because when I broke up with him and I saw emotion from him, for real raw emotion, it took everything in me to still follow through with my decision. And I will say, and I might get judged for this, but I met my current boyfriend at my job while I was still with my ex-boyfriend. Now, nothing ever happened. It was always a friendly relationship, but there was a mutual interest there. And he's older than my current boyfriend is older than me. He's 39 and I'm 32. And I do feel not that I'm encouraging anybody to date an older man, I do feel there are things that you get from dating somebody who is older than you. He was married before, so he's kind of been through it and just understands the things that I was going through. But I think the scariest part for me was literally starting over, because I'm somebody that wants to have children and I want to get married. I firmly believe that I, deserve to have that in this life, that part of my life purpose is to be a mom. And I will say that breaking up with my ex was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my entire life. And I will also say that grief is a very strange thing, that to grieve a person who is still walking and breathing on this earth makes it very difficult. And I know that it can be scary to the idea of starting over and wondering, am I ever going to have this? And I think a lot of times people in their late 20s, early 30s, when you've been in a relationship for a while, you kind of start to feel a little stuck. And I suppose I'm just here to encourage you to leave. If you are not happy, that you deserve to have what you want. I have everything that I want now. And that's, again, not to be shady or disrespectful to my ex-boyfriend or anything like that, but I just wasn't getting what I needed. And I don't really ask for a lot, but I think that perhaps sometimes on the emotional sense that came across, my needs came across as a lot. And just thinking about in the future how things would be if I needed emotional support and fearing that I might not get it. And starting over was probably one of the most exhilarating things that I have ever done for myself. I truly feel like I'm in my 20s and I feel good. I've been through a lot the past year and a half, and it has made me become a better person. I feel like I'm a stronger person. I've been in therapy for quite a bit of time, working through all of this stuff. And I firmly believe that, you should go to therapy and you should, work through the things that are hard, and you don't need to stay in a place or with a person if you are not getting the things that you need. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that. For some reason, I just wanted to talk about that while I took off my makeup with a makeup wipe. Did I get it all? I don't know. No, it doesn't look like I did. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to say, is basically just don't settle. Please wait. Don't go through the whole thing of like getting married and then being unhappy and just kind of like settling. And I'm not even saying that in like a mean way. I just mean, if you have needs that are not being met, like it's important to be with somebody that meets your needs and meets you halfway and sometimes can put in 100% for you and for your relationship when you cannot give that. And I feel like that's super important. And yeah. I guess that's all I got. I just really wanted to talk about that for some reason today. And yeah, just don't settle. That's really all I'm saying, is wait for the right thing, the right person, whether it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It can be a job or something else that you're waiting for. Like, don't just, I keep saying settle, but just don't settle for something because you feel like you're not going to get anything else. Okay, so I'm going to take a little sip of my martini now. And that's my therapy session for you for the day. Okay, I love you so much. Bye.